A new frontier model lands. The framing is familiar, most capable yet, built for coding, built for agents, multi-step task execution, tool use, autonomous code generation. Start with a caution, because it matters more here than usual. As of this writing, the entity marketed in some coverage as SpaceX AI and a model designated Grok 4.5 cannot be confirmed against primary sources. No model card, no published system card, no first-party benchmark table under those names. The same applies to Claude Sonnet 5 and GPT 5.5, so treat the labels as provisional. The underlying contest is real, and it is documented. The company behind Grok is xAI, founded by Elon Musk in July 2023. In March 2025, xAI absorbed Corp in an all-stock deal reported at roughly $80 billion for xAI and $33 billion for X. In July 2025, multiple outlets, including CNBC and The Wall Street Journal, reported SpaceX committing $2 billion to an xAI funding round. Through late 2025, further reporting suggested deeper structural ties ahead of a potential SpaceX public offering. That's the kernel of truth behind SpaceX AI. It's a capital and compute relationship. It is not, on the public record, a merged product brand. Here's what is on the record. Grok 4 launched July 9, 2025, with xAI claiming 25.4% on humanity's last exam and 44.4% for Grok 4 Heavy with tools. In August, xAI shipped Grok Code Fast 1, aggressively cheap, roughly 20 cents per million input tokens, and it moved real volume through GitHub Copilot, Klein, and Kilo Code. September brought Grok 4 Fast with a 2 million token context window. November 17th brought Grok 4.1, tuned for tone and reduced hallucination. 2 days later, Grok 4.1 Fast and an Agent Tools API, with xAI claiming leading scores on Tau-squared bench telecom and Berkeley function calling. So what would actually be new versus the 4.x line? Not benchmark deltas of 2 or 3 points. Those are now inside the noise floor. The meaningful axis is durability. Can the model hold a plan across hours, not minutes? Can it compact its own context without losing the thread? Can it recover from a failed tool call rather than looping? That's where the field moved in late 2025. Anthropic claimed Claude Sonnet 4.5 sustained autonomous coding for over 30 hours. OpenAI's GPT 5.1 Codex Max shipped a compaction mechanism explicitly for multi-hour sessions. Any credible Grok 4.5 has to be measured on that ground. The published SWE bench verified figures frame the gap. Claude Opus 4.5, released November 24, 2025, 80.9%. GPT 5.1 Codex Max, 77.9%. Claude Sonnet 4.5, 77.2%. GPT 5, 74.9%. xAI has not published a comparable, independently reproduced SWE bench verified number for its flagship. That absence is the single most important data point in this comparison. And a caveat that cuts across all of it: these are vendor-reported figures, often with undisclosed scaffolding and parallel compute. SWE bench verified measures. Python bug fixing on GitHub issues. It is a proxy. It is not your codebase. Consider the two workflows that actually matter to working engineers. A multi-file refactor demands the model track invariants it cannot see in a single window. Call sites, type contracts, test fixtures. Failure here isn't a syntax error. It's a confident, plausible edit that quietly breaks a boundary 3 modules away. An autonomous debugging loop demands something rarer: reading a stack trace, forming a hypothesis, running the test, and abandoning the hypothesis when the evidence refuses. Models still overcommit. They still declare victory against a suite they narrowed themselves. On these tasks, harness quality, the agent framework around the model, often matters more than the weights. Which brings us to the real question: ecosystem. Anthropic has Claude Code, an agent SDK, Model Context Protocol, which it open-sourced in November 2024 and which competitors subsequently adopted, plus distribution through AWS Bedrock and Google Vertex. OpenAI has Codex, AgentKit, and Azure. xAI has a capable API, the Agent Tools API, availability on Azure AI Foundry and Oracle Cloud, and genuine traction inside third-party editors, largely earned on price. That's a real position. It is not equivalent depth. Developer stacks accrete around toolchains, evaluation harnesses, and permission models. Those take years to build and are sticky once built. There's a procurement dimension that benchmark tables omit. In July 2025, Grok generated antisemitic content on X, including self-references to Mecca Hitler. xAI publicly apologized, attributing it to an upstream instruction update. Later that year, Grok's image tools drew regulatory scrutiny in multiple jurisdictions over non-consensual imagery. xAI has also been repeatedly criticized by AI safety researchers, including some at Anthropic and OpenAI, for thin or delayed safety documentation relative to peers. For an individual developer, that may be irrelevant. For an enterprise signing an agent loose in a production repository, it is a line item on a risk register. So, serious contender or positioning? The honest answer is that we can't grade a release whose primary documentation isn't public. And that's the discipline worth carrying into every AI launch cycle. The same discipline this channel applies to any extraordinary claim. Vendor benchmarks are marketing until someone else reproduces them. 5 things would settle it: a published model card, an independently reproduced SWE bench verified score, long horizon agentic results on terminal bench or equivalent, a first-party agent framework with real permissioning, and third-party evaluations from labs with no stake in the outcome. Until then, the claim stands unverified.